Hey guys, Dr Kahu here, welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a continuation to what if that I made, and that is what if Naruto gained a Karma Seal, part 3. Now as usual guys, if you guys can please like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, leave the bell notification on so you guys can be the first to get my new content, and check tomorrow when I do my next what if tomorrow, my comment section down below, you'll find that my new channel will be up and running, and I hope you guys enjoy watching those what ifs as well, okay? And not only that guys, if you guys were here on my stream, Monday and Wednesdays I'm going to be doing Naruto what ifs, Tuesday and Thursdays I'm going to be doing Dragon Ball Z what ifs, and Fridays are either going to be one shot or recap videos, okay? So all videos that haven't finished, we'll be doing one at a time, okay, over the weeks. So yeah, hope you guys are looking forward to that schedule, okay? And not only that guys, check out the merch down below. I got my own coming soon, so I'm looking forward to it. So if you guys keen to support the code, let me know down below, okay guys? But yeah, without further ado guys, let's get into this next part of this what if, and that is what if Naruto gained a Karma Seal, part 3. So let's begin. So we're going to do a quick recap of what happened previously, and we're going to jump into this new content, okay guys? So what happened previously is Naruto, while fighting Jupiter or Obito with the imperfect Ten Tails, he started to slowly but surely manifest and unlock his full potential with his perfect Karma Seal where the horn grew. And when Naruto touched Obito's gut and connected with the tail beast, he pulled out the necessary chakra he needed. He needed some more chakra from the 8 tails and some chakra from the 1 tails, and in turn Naruto woke up with 6th Path Sage mode. The Sage of 6th Path gave Naruto both the Sun and Moon Seal, but Naruto, understanding that Sasuke also has a great destiny and a role to play, what ended up happening is Sasuke gains the Moon Seal on his hand as well, and like that Naruto infuses his Ashura chakra within Sasuke's own Indra chakra, forcing Sasuke to evolve and have Atomic Rinnegan. And not only that, Naruto pumped a lot of chakra into Sasuke, so Sasuke has way more chakra than he does in canon. And not only that, as Naruto and Sasuke are facing off against imperfect Jupiter, Reanimation Madara and Hashirama begin their battle. And so from there, let's begin. Naruto and Sasuke look at Obito. Obito, thinking he actually has the battle here, doesn't realize that he's so far out of his league. And so Obito chucks 2-second orbs at Sasuke. Sasuke catches them, or he does pretty much flicks them like they're nothing. Sasuke jumps up, begins to fight Obito. Sasuke uses Susanoo to fly around. Very powerful Sasuke is. Naruto's observing, watching Obito's movements, and as Obito flies near towards the tree that he developed, Naruto immediately opens a space-time portal right behind him. He jumps around, turns around, appears right by Obito's side. Obito only able to catch a glimpse of Naruto. Naruto throws a punch, sending Obito flying. And because there's a Sage mode for a Kumite 6th Path punch, Obito really felt this and he craters on the ground. And as Obito gets dished out that massive attack by Naruto, Sasuke immediately weaves out massive jutsu and shoots a big ass 6th Path fire style fireball jutsu, but Obito is able to easily tank that because it was in Sage mode ability. And that's when Naruto tells Sasuke, you need to take in Sage mode. Sage energy, and Sasuke he goes, I don't know how to do that, I don't learn it from Orochimaru. Naruto goes, damn, how can you help him? The Sasuke calls over Jugo. Jugo places some of his Sage chakra within Sasuke. Naruto using his own abilities as Sun Seal to also allow Naruto to gain that custom connection with the Orochimaru states, causing all three of them amateurs. He reaches over his neck and he bites Sasuke on the neck with the curse mark, and then Orochimaru tells Naruto to bind that. Then he binds it on Sasuke and makes it connect to him, but allows Sasuke to absorb nature energy passively. So when he goes into his curse mark stage 2 with the wings, Sasuke has Sage mode, which works for Sasuke. He has 6 Path Sage mode, so, and he's able to fight. He can keep his wings away. He doesn't really need them, but Sasuke becomes dramatically more powerful, more faster, to the point where he gets actually severe upgrade. Now Obito is getting taken out. Electro sent to Sasuke's Black Lightning Chidori hurts Obito badly. Naruto's massive fighting style, and the fact that Naruto can easily speed blitz Obito, to the point where Naruto can shut off certain chakra points in Obito's body, but thanks to his Rinnegan he's able to reactivate them and push away. But this is when things slowly but surely start to go astray. Now as Obito is getting beamed back in the corner, Madara and Hashirama begin their battle, to the point where Hashirama and Madara escalate straight to their ultimate forms. And so what happens is, as the battle continues, it starts to shake the entire land. Madara finally gets Hashirama as Hashirama pins Madara with wooden dragons. And as that happens, what happens is Madara looks over and he tells Black Zetsu, because Zetsu's already on it, he does a wood style to push Sasuke and Naruto back. He jumps up and he connects to Obito, tells Obito he's here to help. And as Obito believes it, what ends up happening is Madara senses the other half of the Nine Tails, so he knows what he needs to do. Madara immediately uses Black Zetsu to force Obito into doing the Rinne Rebirth, and it works because he catches Obito at a weakened state, being backed by the Sasuke and Naruto, 6 past versions anyway. He manages to force Obito to do a Rinne Rebirth to revive Madara Uchiha, and he does. He revives with Madara Uchiha. Madara fully is alive, breaks out of Hashirama's wooden dragon entrapment, and not only that, Madara becomes very strong. Now bear in mind, Madara's already locked Hashirama in place, so he can't do nothing. Now if Madara stays there, his eyes disappear, but he knows that was part of the case. He speed blitzes, catches Hashirama, absorbs the Sage Mode, and from there, Madara has all the chakra he needs to get into the battle. And not only that, as Madara moves forward, one of the Zetsus appear with a Rinnegan and places it on. He places it on the left eye, and when he opens it, he's able to do his limbo to attack Naruto and Sasuke. Because Naruto and Sasuke have their Rinnegan, they can see. They will deflect Madara's attack easily. Naruto flies up, Sasuke also lands, begins to fly as well. He looks over, they both realise that Madara is also a massive threat. He has Sage Mode and a Rinnegan, but it's Hashirama Soul, so his powers will be increasing. And as Obito's on the ground, Obito's trying to move, but Zetsu goes, I've got you now. Don't worry, you'll be out of your misery soon, you stupid brat. And Obito's like, what the no? And Madara speed blitzes as he rushes over. He uses his ability to knock the second Hokage and the third Hokage away. Minato tries to go to KCM and try to fight Madara, but Madara always speed blitzes Minato's speed, catching Minato in the gut. Puts his hand right into the fourth Hokage and tears out the Nine Tails that's within him, but uses a sealing formula to remove it. And he places it within himself, not within himself, but places him within a sealing kind of incubation chamber, just holding him. And when he does this, he instantly speed blitzes, jumps all the way to Obito, summons the Susanoo, and begins to try to attack Naruto and Sasuke, but Naruto and Sasuke can easily handle the Susanoo power. It's nothing to them. They can stop it with their own true signals. Sasuke's sword, and as they both stand there, what happens is Madara places the Nine Tails within what's it called, Black Zetsu, and they utilize all the Nine Tails chakra plus some of the 8 Tails chakra. And the 9 Tails chakra goes on, Obito begins to burn and chains. Madara immediately body flickers straight to Killer Bee and rips out and kills Killer Bee. Places his hand right through Killer Bee's chest. Everyone's buzzing out how fast Madara's moving. Naruto's in a shock. When Naruto looks down, he sees that Madara's actually still inside the Susanoo. I mean, this is a wood style copy. As Sasuke is looking on, they're confused upon what they're doing. They're unsure if Madara's helping or being begged, but they're like, what the hell? But what happens is when Naruto notices Killer Bee is getting pretty much killed by Madara, they rush over to go save him, but Madara already kicks Killer Bee over. And on there he makes 5 more shadow clay, 5 more wood clones to attack Naruto and keep them all at bay. Which eventually they get taken down by Sasuke and Naruto, but they'll just keep time for Madara to implement the full 8 Tails and the other half of the 9 Tails in the Geto statue within Obito. And as it begins to take shape, what ends up happening is Madara uses his abilities to pull the entire completed 10 Tails into his body. And in doing so, Madara rips out his eye from Obito and places it back into his own head. He smiles, he breathes in a sigh of relief, and as Madara opens his eyes, he has the full 10 Tails with him in the Rinnegan, and he has Sage Mode. And as he floats there, he looks at Naruto and Sasuke and goes, now you brats, you guys want to surrender your power to me, and then enter into the infinite dream that I solely have desired to do so. Naruto and him standing there, just like, finally, all he needs to do is summon the tree, the divine tree, and take it within himself. That's all he needs to do. And so Madara does, he summons the divine tree, and doing so the divine tree brings the build up chakra, attacking all the allied shinobi forces, but they all get pushed back, they all jump backwards, and Naruto uses his chakra, it's pretty similar to in canon, gives it to everyone, and uses his dad's ability to fly right and teleport them all away. In doing so, all the people are safe, none of them get taken out by the tree. And as everyone watches on, Hashirama is freed. The Tomuraba, Hashirama, Minato, and the third Kage stand and look on. And as they're wondering how they're going to stop this entity, this monster that is Madara. Naruto, Sasuke, look over, Naruto smiles. Hey Sasuke! And he goes, yeah, he goes, you're going to catch on to your power yet? Sasuke looks at Naruto and notices Naruto has a horn on his head. And his Tomoe Rinnegan's activated. But he sees the Sage Mode eyes within the Tomoe Rinnegan as well. So it baffles Sasuke. Naruto is really powerful. 6-power Sage Mode with the Karma Seal. All perfected all the powers. As Naruto floating, Sasuke smiles. He instantly activates his full level 2 curse mark state and he powers his wings up and begins to fly. And when Naruto look at each other, Naruto goes, well, at least we both got awesome upgrades, right? Sasuke cracks up and they look right at Madara. And let's go! Boom! They both speed blitzes to Madara. Naruto looking like a massive orange blur. Well, orange-white blur, I guess. Sasuke flying over like a black-blue lightning blur. And as they get to Madara, they immediately appear and they pull a Momoshiki. Where they both clash, Madara is able to catch their hands, but it's the Limbos to catch them. But Naruto and Sasuke being more stronger than their own cannon, they throw their Limbos back at Madara, which all fuse with them. Naruto proceeds to kick Madara. Madara is able to block it, but gets sent flying. Sasuke's lightning speed blitzers begins to beat up Madara. And as they begin their fight, it becomes very, very clear that Madara underestimated these two kids, underestimated how powerful they are. And so Sasuke gets smashed down badly to the point where he's injured from all the attacks. Because they implement the Sage Mode anti-jutsu, no jutsu whatsoever. And so as the battle commences, Madara knows that if these two keep pushing him the way they he will die. He's not immortal yet. And also as Madara pushes without waiting for what's it called, the moon to come out and for them to activate the jutsu. What happens is Madara powers up the tree even further to openly make it bud. And he knows that all they need to do is fight for the next half an hour before he can summon the Gedo statue. So as they battle on, Madara's trying his best. Zetsu's Black Zetsu's just waiting for his time to take over Madara. As he's waiting, Obito is slowly but surely getting up. Zetsu leaves him and jumps back in an old white Zetsu body, merges with it, and he leaves off to try and wait for his opportune moment to strike Madara. As this goes down, Obito sees Kakashi in the middle of discussion. Obito apologizes. He tells Kakashi to come here. He rips out his other other Sharingan. He tells Kakashi to come here. Kakashi looking goes, he can't utilize it without. He doesn't have the chakra nor the power. Obito states, I'll use the rest of my 6 past powers I have. Please, there's no time. I'm about to die. I'll give you my chakra. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. At least you got people to heal you, right? Sakura's sitting there looking. And so what happens is Kakashi agrees. He rips out his Sharingan, which strikes everyone that's squeamish, and he gives his Sharingan to Kakashi. And doing so, Obito places the rest of his 6 past chakra within Kakashi. And as Kakashi's eyes immediately heal, Obito dies, and he apologizes for everything he's done. What happens is Kakashi opens his eyes, and the eyes deactivate back into normal eyes. But he realizes now with Obito's chakra, he can activate them to their full potential. So Kakashi stands up and he tells him he needs to go on, but Sakura states that Kakashi's still low on chakra. She needs to heal him, so she proceeds to heal Kakashi. Everyone's looking on, and as the battle between Naruto, Sasuke, and Madara heats up to the point where Sasuke cuts Madara in half, it's up to that moment there where Madara can summon the Genjutsu he wants. He summons the Susanoo to block them, push them away. He flies up immediately, and as his body begins to regrow, Madara rips off the horn on his head and he activates the Ryan Sharingan, which casts the Infinite Tsukuyomi. When Naruto sees this, he looks up. Kakashi had just managed to make it within the the battlefield. When Sasuke sees him, Naruto and Sasuke jump down. And what happens is, even though Naruto has the Rinnegan, Sasuke still just makes sure he puts his Susanoo wings over and manages to catch both him, Naruto, or Sasuke, Naruto, Kakashi, and Sakura, unfortunately. And so as this goes down, Naruto looks like Kakashi, since your eyes, and Kakashi goes, Obito gave me my gift. And he goes, huh? And Kakashi activates his Sharingan and deactivates it. And Sasuke is actually baffled that Kakashi can do it. It's the chakra and the DNA, that power that Obito gave him. and his apology. Naruto accepts that what Kakashi thought was the right thing to do. And so as they wait, Sakura finishes healing up Kakashi, and she begins to proceed to heal Naruto and Sasuke. And Naruto states it's alright. Heal Sasuke, he needs it more than I do. And as they watch over, Madara smiles, and when the moon starts to fade again, Madara comes down, Sasuke's Susanoo deactivates, and the soon Madara gloats, stating he's already won. Everyone is part of my world genjutsu. What can you do to beat this? What power do you have? And as Naruto looks on, he realizes that something's afoot, something shouldn't be going this way. Madara, yeah, can you defeat blah blah blah. He understands thanks to Urashika's memories, but this shouldn't be going this way. And so when Naruto and Sasuke begin to press Madara again, what ends up going down is Madara is overcome again. He thought that by putting everyone in this genjutsu would be powerful, but nope. What ends up happening is the Divine Tree speaks to Madara, tells him to take in the Divine Tree. So Madara immediately uses his ability, and he compresses the entire Divine Tree within his body and absorbs it until the point where it becomes perfect 10 Tails Jinchuriki. As Madara looks on with the right Sharingan, he looks at Naruto and Sasuke, and he begins to press them in battle. And what happens is Black Zetsu tries to get Madara, but Madara tells Zetsu to stay away. Not yet, and he uses his wood style and his ability to push Zetsu away. And Madara with the right Sharingan, Renegon, 6-part Sage Mode, and the 10 Tails, he looks at Naruto and tells them, your power is versus mine. And as they begin, Madara summons meteors. And Naruto sees them, he immediately explodes in the 9 Tails chakra hands and catches them all. Throws them back at Madara, which shocks Madara. And then Kakashi, using his 6-part powers, he activates his his Mangekyo. And what happens is he is able to summon his Blue Susanoo for a time being. He flies him and Sakura away, and they land down. So then they ran out of the league. And as Kakashi lands and he deactivates the Susanoo, what happens is they land right next to Madara's other half of the body. The chakra manifests, and what comes out is Hagoromo. Hagoromo comes out and explains everything. This is when Hashirama, all the Kages come and they speak as well. Hagoromo explains this was an evil jutsu my mum devised, created years ago. Rumors were only spread. I know a way to do it, but Naruto and Sasuke both understand how to release this jutsu, but it's up to them. And so as they talk, Kakashi learns a lot. And what goes on is, as they're all watching on, Naruto and Sasuke are battling Madara, and because Madara is not Kaguya, he's just ruthless as they begin the battle, and it's made very clear Madara is near their equal, in fact. And Naruto smiles and he likes the challenge, and he begins to fight Madara using his fishing rod, his chakra rod. Well, chakra fishing rod. And as he begins to fight Madara, Madara is quite impressed with Naruto's abilities. And after Madara goes to attack Naruto, Naruto absorbs the jutsu, throws it back at Madara 4 times bigger. Madara absorbs it and tries to do the same with his Renegon. Naruto smiles, and then Madara looks at Naruto already on the side of him, kicks Madara right in the face. Sasuke slams his Yodori right in Madara's back, and as before Madara's about to hit the ground, Naruto appears underneath him, underneath the earth. Naruto powers up one massive Rasengan, and before Madara can move, Naruto powers up the Rasengan and expands it so much that it becomes as big as the 10 BG bomb. But unfortunately for Naruto and Sasuke, Madara was smart and used a Limbo clone to substitute the attack, and he jumps away. And as Madara jumps away from the Limbo clone, and the Rasengan lands, but Sasuke chucks a sword right through Madara's leg. Madara smiles and tells him, how impudent you brat. He immediately summons the Susanoo, explodes, and the Susanoo is massive, and as he goes, he tells him, show me your true power, show me what you got. Naruto and Sasuke immediately erupt into their forms. And what happens is they unintentionally merge their powers together and making a Susanoo clad Kurama, but the one on the Boruto anime, not the one on the Naruto anime where it looks stupid. The Boruto anime one where it looks at bright, fully powered 9 Tails. When Madara sees this, they're both the same height, and they begin to battle, but it's stupid because of how big everything is and how slow. Clashing is kind of over dramatic, to be honest. Naruto and Sasuke see the folly of this. Naruto and Sasuke move Madara in a way where they can take advantage of certain aspects of terrain. So what happens is Sasuke shoots a massive fireball in the sky. Madara tries to hit him with a Susanoo with his sword. Naruto uses his 9-tailed chakra to grab the sword. They make their own chakra and sword and stab it right through the Madara Susanoo. Then Naruto trips him down, and this is where Naruto utilizes his own abilities using his Kamasu and his Tomoe Renegon to use the wood style for divine vision. and instantly appears and wraps Madara Susanoo, beginning to crush it immediately. And as Madara sees this, he tries to use the ability to absorb the chakra. What ends up happening is Naruto utilizing a massive 6-pass water torrent, jutsu, flooding the area. And Madara sees this, like, what the? And Sasuke goes, "Hey Madara Uchiha, you must be smart. Tell me something. What happens when water and lightning mix?" Madara looks up, boom, massive lightning dragon appears, heading on Madara's Susanoo, and at first Madara is able to deflect it. Sasuke tries to power another, no, goes, "Nah, don't worry, I copied this ability a while back. I can do this too." Naruto powers up his own form of Kirin Dragon and shoots it straight at Madara, just as powerful if not more. And it shoots it at Madara because it continuously spams the attack right at Madara. The important Madara Susanoo shatters and he starts to take damage from the lightning star because of the Sage-Act one. And when Sasuke sees Madara takes damage, he instantly teleports to Madara's area and he shoots a black Chidori right at Madara's chest to try to paralyze him. What happens, Madara is able to catch Sasuke's hand before his whole hand went right through, so only Sasuke's fingers and chakra blown in Madara's shoulder. Madara holds Sasuke there, spins around, throws him off. He's about to attack Sasuke with a true second orb, but Naruto appears immediately with his fishing line, catches the true second orb with a hook, pulls it back, smacks it straight at Madara's face. Naruto pulls the true second orb back and kicks it again right at Madara's body. Madara's able to stop it, but Naruto immediately chucks hundreds of hooks at Madara, and so Madara has to use the true second orbs to protect himself. He's already damaged by Sasuke's black Chidori that he needs time to heal. He gets up, Zetsu tells Madara he can help him, just come to me. Madara finds where Zetsu is, he jumps by him, and he goes, "Zetsu, we'll work together," and boom! As Madara lets his guard down with Zetsu, Zetsu goes, "You think you're the hero, you fool? No, you're nothing but a pawn." And that's what happens. Black Zetsu begins to merge with Madara. Madara begins to transform and explodes. He transforms into Kaguya. Naruto and Sasuke stay back when Naruto flies up, and when Kaguya comes out of Madara, Naruto goes, "Princess Kaguya." Kaguya looks right at Naruto, and she's shocked to see Naruto, the Karma Seal, the horn, and everything, and she's shocked to see the Toma Rinnegan. She goes, "You're a Karma reincarnation?" And Naruto goes, "Not quite. I'm a human, descendant of your son, Hagoromo Tsusuke. This one here is descendant of your son as well. We are injured on Ashura's reincarnation, your grandsons." And Kaguya looks at Naruto. Zetsu tries to speak, but Kaguya stops him. Kaguya's looking right at them. She realizes that Naruto has all the other chakra that she has, but she thinks maybe this is a good thing. She talks to them first, telling them that, giving her side of events and blah blah blah. Naruto asks questions to her, and asks us, why did you come to her? What did you do? Why did you change? Why didn't you summon the divine tree and all that jazz? That explains why didn't you tell the Otsutsuki clan. Kaguya just stated that from her perspective, her buddy pair, that being Ishiki, betrayed her, and we're gonna feed her to the Ten Tails tree, and she was gonna have that. And so she ate the fruit and attacked them first. She didn't kill him, but she knows that if he's still alive, he's not the Ishiki that she remembers, but it's not impossible for him to gain the Karma Seal elsewhere. And then she flies over to Naruto through a space-time portal. But instead of Naruto and Sasuke being up on the guard, they just watch. Kaguya grabs Naruto's hands and touches the seal, and she goes, "Udashiki." Naruto goes, "Yes, this Karma Seal was Udashiki, he came back in time." And she looks at Naruto and she's quite baffled. What happens is when she gets close to Naruto, the Nine Tails chakra within her reacts, and that's not a good thing for her because she starts to feel real big pain because the tail beasts want to leave Kaguya's body. And Naruto states that, "Why do you want to kill everyone?" Kaguya goes, "No, it's not that I want to kill everyone, I was betrayed by my sons." And Naruto goes, "I understand, but from their perspective, you're doing wrong. You're not of this world. They were. They had more right to dictate how this world went, not you. That's why, in a sense, it gave your sons the right to seal you, didn't it? Your son Hamura, I believe, lived on the moon with the Gedo statue. And your son Hagoromo lived on the earth with the Nine-Tailed Beast. So, in a sense, they represented you and did their best by you." Kaguya's getting Naruto because Naruto is quite literally talk no jutsu in Kaguya. And as Naruto floats on, he's supremely different. Supremely just looking massively different. And as Naruto's floating there, Kaguya realizes that Naruto, even though he has all the Otsutsuki powers, is still a human of Earth. A world where he is her son's descendant. So her bloodline continues. So what happens is she understands from Naruto and this perspective that they will take the tail beast from her and give them their freedom because Naruto has the other half of their chakra within him. And so Kaguya talks to Naruto. Now Zetsu's trying to tell Kaguya to fight them, take them, blah blah blah, but it doesn't work. Kaguya doesn't listen, and Zetsu actually feels betrayed that his mother's not listening to him. And so without hesitating, he sighs and begins to manifest all around Kaguya's body until her body fully becomes a black version to Kaguya. Kaguya tries to stop it, but because Zetsu had independence for so long, he spread right around Kaguya, all her everything taking full control, wiping up. She's still Kaguya in her mind, but Zetsu has full control of her body and power. And so when Zetsu looks at Naruto, he smiles and goes, "I'm gonna kill you and take that power and destroy this whole damn world." And as he goes to attack Naruto and Sasuke using Kaguya's body, Naruto and Sasuke jump around. They rush him, and they end up in areas where they can try to seal him. But what ends up happening is Black Zetsu uses Kaguya's Ryan Sharingan and teleports him to the lava dimension. When Sasuke begins to fall, he flies up, catches himself, and Naruto's already flying. And as the battle continues, what goes on is Naruto and Sasuke begin to overpower Kaguya. Well, Black Zetsu, to the point where Black Zetsu has to forcefully teleport into another dimension. When they get to the ice dimension, Naruto has enough of it, he shatters all the ice around, and he begins to fully go ape at Black Zetsu, beating him up, smashing him, throwing him down. Black Zetsu tries to absorb Naruto's chakra, but Naruto's too fast. And so as Black Zetsu is getting demolished, Sasuke appears, and that's when Black Zetsu takes the opportunity to teleport Sasuke to a portal to another dimension. When Sasuke gets up and says, "No! Damn! Where am I?" What happens is Kakashi and Sakura have stayed with back on Earth, so they're trying to figure things out. But what happens is, as Sasuke is trying to get back, he's trying his best to open the portal to get back. What happens is Naruto's fighting Black Zetsu Kaguya, and as the battle continues, Naruto is actually more than a match, if not way more powerful. And as the battle proceeds, Naruto begins to overpower Black Zetsu, and this is when Naruto comes up with an idea. Naruto immediately speedless Black Zetsu and places his hand on Kaguya's head using the Sun Seal, and he finds Kaguya within her body within the psychic plane. And Naruto, one swift move, uses his ability to kind of split Black Zetsu, leaving the chakra there but removing Kaguya's original body of the one without the Ryan Sharingan, bringing that Princess Tsunade. In doing so, Naruto pulls her out fully, separating Black Zetsu retains all of Kaguya's powers though. The Ryan Sharingan, when all that stuff, but he's in a weakened state. He's just a shadow version to Kaguya, to be honest. And with the real Kaguya being there, pulled out, she opens her eyes, she's like, "What the?" I was screaming in my mind. She looks right at Naruto, and Naruto goes, "It's not my place to kill a Inosuke, especially an Inosuke princess. I don't have Urushiki's, his ideology, but I do agree with the notion like you're innocent until proven guilty. He's the bad one, and that's why I say to you, you're the mother of all chakra, so respect due." Naruto releases her and tells her, "But Zetsu, however, I'll fight him to the death, and I'll take the chakra back that he's stolen from everyone." And he looks right at Naruto, and he begins to try battle, but Naruto begins to whip him until the point where Sasuke finally opens the space bridge, but he opens the portal back to Earth, not to where Naruto is. And when he gets there, he looks around, this is when Hagoromo sees Sasuke, and looks at him, and he begins to speak, and Sasuke tries to figure out how to get to Naruto. The sage of 65 connects with Naruto, and he's seen everything Naruto decided to let Kaguya live, but gave her old Otsutsuki body where she had a Byakugan, before she had the Ryan Sharingan. And knowing that, Naruto kind of takes pity on her, because seeing the judgment she decided to take, yeah, she was wrong in her own way, but that's kind of sad. And because of the karma cell, it also affected his thinking judgment too. And so as Naruto fights on Black Zetsu, he pretty much defeats him, to be honest, to the point where he actually kills Black Zetsu and pulls out all the Tail Beast chakra. In doing so, what happens is Naruto gives the Gedo statue back to Kaguya within the original body, and turns the Gedo statue in the form of chakra, because he can do so, and slams into Kaguya's body. What just happened is Kaguya pretty much, she didn't gain the right Sharingan, but she gains similar abilities what Urushiki does, thankfully having the Kiro statue's chakra. And so pretty much Black Zetsu dies. He goes, "Mother, help me, please, take me, no, mother." Kaguya sees all the evil that Zetsu's done, in her name though. She apologizes to him, but just as she was wrong and she was trapped, he's wrong and he has failed as well himself. So Zetsu dies right in front of Kaguya. Kaguya looks at Naruto, all the tail beasts look right at Naruto and then Kaguya, and they're actually scared of her. Naruto puts his hands together, and as he puts his hands together, a massive summoning formula appears out of everyone, even the tail beast. Naruto slams his hand on the ground, he does a reverse summoning and appears right with the Sage of Six Paths and everyone. Naruto appears right in front of them, Sasuke and Sakura like, "Whoa, Naruto." And all the tail beasts that are around everyone, Sasuke like, "Whoa, all 9 tail beasts are there." And then Kaguya looks right at Hagoromo. She has her head down. Hagoromo smiles and goes, "Mother, come here before I leave. I got a gift for you." I saw everything that Naruto decided, and I'm quite pleased that he decided to do this route. You didn't get the dessert, you didn't get the life that you like to live. You lived in constant fear. I understand that now. So here's a gift from me to you. Hagoromo touches Kaguya's hand, and the chakra that's in the other half of Madara's body begins to leave it and merge with Kaguya, giving him more powers, but in a sense, the proper necessities to rule on the planet that she's given. In doing so, Kaguya regrows her horns again, and her right Sharingan activates, having half that chakra from Madara's body. But it's not as powerful as it should be, but she's still powerful. She looks right at Naruto, and she looks at Naruto and thanks Naruto for giving him a chance. Giving her a chance, and she thanks her son Hagoromo for forgiving her. And so she agrees after the the Infinite Tsukuyomi has been deactivated. Kaguya tells him that she's going to go live with her son Hamura on the moon. She knows he's long dead, but not impossible for her to use her powers to recreate the people one day. And so Kaguya opens a portal and walks through. She apologizes for everything she has been a part of down here, and she'll make sure by the next time they meet each other that things change. So when Kaguya leaves, she looks at Naruto and realizes that he's deeply inherited Otsutsuki powers, so his generation after him could be very powerful. She don't know, but she knows Naruto on this world is in good hands. And so as she leaves to the moon, what goes down is the war arc completely over. Everyone celebrates. Naruto and Sasuke look on, but this is when Sasuke still needs to get not his revenge, but he needs to prove his point. His Koto Matsukabe has been released from because he has 6 paths Rinnegan, so he's released from the jutsu. And Sasuke, without hesitating, instantly uses the Chibaku Tensei and seals all the Nine Tails within the meteors. And everyone looks on. Sasuke tells Naruto, "You know where to go, Naruto." Sakura pleads with Sasuke. Sasuke places her under a genjutsu. Pretty similar. Naruto understands Sasuke's demeanor. So Sasuke heads out and uses his ability to pull the Nine Tails in, and lands on Madara's head. And Naruto opens the portal and lands on Hashirama's head. This is when they begin their conversation and talk. Kakashi accepts Sakura, and from there they just wait on, not knowing what's going to happen. Everyone has been released already from the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and so it's more what's going to happen with Naruto and Sasuke's battle. And so as Naruto and Sasuke face off against each other, Sasuke tells Naruto, I've finally been removed from this stupid curse they thought you placed me on." He goes, "Listen here, Naruto, no false bravado. Everything I've got, Naruto, if I beat you and I will kill you, I will destroy the Hidden Leaf and rebuild it in my own image. They don't deserve to live." Naruto goes, "So it was a Kotoma, it was a genjutsu that permanently held you like this. Alright then, not your own deep desires, fair enough." Naruto powers up his chakra and he goes, "Well then, since there's no need to talk, let's get into it then." Naruto powers up his Kama cell and activates his Rinnegan. Sasuke smiles and goes, He goes, "Just because you have false Renegons, they think you're as strong as me." Sasuke instantly goes to the 6-pass Sage mode, his 6-pass Sage mode, the curse map, but that's his 6-pass Sage mode. And he goes full power, blitzes Naruto, and goes into the Black Chidori. He begins to try to throw at Naruto. Naruto instantly catches the lightning chakra, and he absorbs it, kicks Sasuke right in the face. Sending Sasuke flying through. Sasuke recovers and flies around. He begins to shoot multiple fireball jutsus, but Naruto just flies right through them, destroying them all. As he flies through, he makes sure that he's not going for the kill right away, but he's distracting Sasuke to let not see what's going on in the background. And so as Naruto is flying up there, multiple shadow clones goes to try and break the tail beast out of the meteors without Sasuke noticing. And Naruto gets to Sasuke, and then Sasuke tries to do what's it called, a mighty pull, and do his Amaterasu fire spike attack. What happens? Naruto smiles and he flips over Sasuke's almighty pull and backhands Sasuke in the face, heading him. Sasuke tries to attack Naruto. But bear in mind, Sasuke can fly, doesn't need Susanoo. And they're battling in the sky, lightning, arcs, and Renegon explosions, everything of the sort fly around to the point where Naruto's looking at Sasuke and tells him, "You're not going to beat me, Sasuke. Just stop. Compared to you, I have more chakra." And Sasuke goes, "More chakra, they mean nothing. It's all about imagination, fool." Sasuke uses his Renegon, and without Naruto realizing, meteors fall from the sky. Naruto looks up and Naruto goes, "Very well then. Wood style," and the massive wood style deep forest emergence. Massive trees begin to grow, catching all the boulders. At first they get destroyed, but all the asteroids get caught by it. This is what Sasuke needed. Sasuke speed blitzes away, knowing that Naruto was way too powerful for them. He goes to the tail beast and he sees Naruto's shadow clones, but knowing that they're weaker than him, he immediately attacks them, taking them all out. And Sasuke uses Renegon abilities to absorb all the tail beast chakra with all of them, pushes them up, begins to absorb it, making himself stronger and stronger, thinking that this is enough. And when Sasuke absorbs all the tail beast chakra, he looks down and sees Ninetales in a meditation state. And Sasuke's like, "What?" But Sasuke doesn't care, immediately explodes straight into his perfect Indra Susanoo. And as he sits there beside Naruto, he goes, "This is power, you fool. This is what you get with actual power." And as he does it, Naruto goes, "Okay, my turn. Kurama." Kurama smiles. "Don't use it all at once, kid." Immediately Naruto is engulfed by the Ninetales chakra. And because Naruto is only truly been inside Sasuke's purple Susanoo, Naruto copies Sasuke's purple Susanoo structure. And so when Naruto, what happens is when he goes to his tail beast state, Sasuke's Susanoo, or Naruto's own Susanoo, grows around it, but it's pretty similar, it's the exact same color as Sasuke's, but it grows more like the Boruto Momoshiki fight with Naruto and Sasuke. When Naruto does it, he looks up, Sasuke's shocked. Naruto, but he has the Ninetales, what's it called, the three heads and the three arms. Well, it's covered with Susanoo body armor. When Sasuke sees this, he's quite literally shocked. He shoots an Indra arrow, but Naruto throws the 6+ Zen bombs, blowing up, negating the attack. But they stay in their avatar state. Sasuke rushes to fight Naruto, but Naruto easily catches him in one hand, and then begins to pummel Sasuke with all multiple hands, using the tails to hold Sasuke in place, smashing him around. Sasuke can't believe that Naruto has just gauged so much more power than he does. Naruto kicks Sasuke into the ground. What happens is, as Sasuke hits the ground, Buddha style appears, starts wrapping Sasuke's Susanoo, and a massive Buddha hand slams into Sasuke's body. Sasuke's able to jump away, and when Susanoo gets up, what happens is he didn't realize that Naruto is using massive wood style in an extreme way, that he remembers Ashura's memories and the ability to summon the 1,000-hand slapping Buddha jutsu. And so what happens is Naruto summons the Senju, massive 1,000-arm cannon monstrosity, and as he summons it, he merges the Ninetales chakra with the with the massive wooden statue, and wraps Susanoo hands around it. And doing so, when it stands, it engulfs Sasuke, obliterating his Susanoo entirely and destroying the entire area, making earthquakes everyone can feel. And as the statue looks on, Naruto jumps off there, leaving the Ninetales avatar on top of the wrapped around the 1,000-hand cannon statue. And as Naruto lands, Sasuke gets up, he's coughing up blood. That's right, Naruto, he's still in the Sage mode. He gets up, his arms dangling, but begins to heal. And looks at Naruto, goes, "You think this is over just because you do fancy tricks?" Naruto goes, "Sasuke, end this now. We shouldn't continue, you need to stop." And Sasuke goes, "I stop. When I stop." Sasuke runs at Naruto with his left hand and throws the Chidori. Naruto just stands there, and as Chidori approaches Naruto crouches, cocks his hand back, hits Sasuke right in the face, sending him flying into the side of the Madara statue. Sasuke is pinned, in the air, cracked into the wall. Sasuke looks at it, coughs up blood. He falls down from where Naruto created him. He hits the bottom of the ground by Naruto's feet. And when Sasuke looks up, Naruto lands by him. Sasuke's blood coming out of his head. He looks at Naruto. Naruto standing over him with his horn, fully powered with his Rinnegan, still ready to battle for hours on end. And Sasuke looks at this, he goes, and he gives a cry, goes, "You win, Naruto. You win." Sasuke hits the ground and he cries. And Sasuke goes, "I failed everyone, I failed." But they took speed. It's how there's like self-loathing when Naruto grabs Sasuke, picks him up and slaps him in the face, tells him to wake up. You did fail. You failed yourself. And Naruto shows Sasuke, if you look around, we can still make this world better, Sasuke. With your power and mine, and the fact now that your brother is alive, we can change the world, Sasuke. What do you say? And Sasuke looks right at Naruto and he goes, "You'll forgive me so easily?" And Naruto goes, "Yes, I'm my best friend." And Sakura would not forgive me if I killed you. She would actually be my worst enemy, so there's that. Sasuke laughs a little bit, but it caused some pain. Naruto goes, "Release the jutsu you had on the tail beast, Sasuke." Sasuke goes, "I don't have much chakra." Naruto places his hand and puts some chakra into Sasuke. Sasuke immediately puts his hands together and releases all the tail beasts. They come out and Naruto's so excited, all the tail beasts are happy to be freed. And this is when Kurama, the 9 tails within Minato, takes the opportune moment and re-merges with Naruto. So Naruto still keeps 20% of each tail beast chakra within him, but it takes the full 100% 9 tails chakra within his body. In doing so, Naruto becomes monstrously more powerful, really powerful. As Naruto does say, and everyone recoups, Naruto walks with Sasuke holding his hand on his shoulders. Sasuke didn't declare he wanted to kill the Kage, he just wanted to fight Naruto. So no one arrests Sasuke for probation or that jazz. And what happens is everyone has to cope with now losing the Jinchuriki and the lands, and well, the lands are massively destroyed. And when everyone sees Naruto's massive, big Buddha statue, gigantic monstrosity thing, what ends up going down is they realise that the battle they went on, was on massive, epic proportions. But this is when Naruto briefs some of the Kage, and the Kage understand what has happened, what did happen prior, and what they can learn from the situation. And so as everyone agrees and starts to realise that now is the time for change, they all agree to this. They all get and sit down and they talk and they mingle and understand and they cope with each other. Naruto redistributes all the tail beasts within each village. Well, this time he makes sure he tells them, don't use them as just weapons, get to know them, utilize them for other things besides just weapons. They can probably teach jutsu, you didn't know that. All the tail beasts smile, understand that Naruto has put a sage moniker over them, and Naruto goes, yeah, they're pretty much, they are the descendants of the sage of 6 paths, so you would treat them as such. All the villagers agree, and so the tail beasts redistribute perfectly again back into the village where they came from. And what happens is tail beasts choose to become Jinchuriki, but they actually do become Jinchuriki to other people. Some of them don't, but some do. Shikaku wants to just live outside the hidden sand village in the area with his own so he can relax. And Gaara doesn't mind, but Gaara goes whenever he feels free and he wants to feel safe, let him know. Shikaku smiles. Now with the hidden leaf being as it is, what happens is Tsunade immediately steps down into Kage, and she was going to make Jiraiya, but Jiraiya said, hell no, I'd rather spend my retirement with you there, the young lady. Tsunade smiles and so she chucks the mantle on Kakashi. This Kakashi's like, damn. What happens is Itachi himself, he makes roots. He's a mortal reanimation. At first Naruto states he can rip his soul out, but Itachi believes that it's his punishment to do what's necessary. So when Kakashi is the Hokage, the 6th Hokage, Itachi is the new leader of Root, or the Onbu, and he's hidden in the shadows. Now Sasuke doesn't need to go through his redemption arc, but at the same time he travels the world. And so what happens is Sasuke travels the world, Sakura goes with him as well. Sasuke accepts this, understanding that Sakura's always loved him, and Sasuke wants to proceed with it. Naruto also is happy for Sasuke. And as Sasuke goes and does his 2-year-long journey, I'm just going to say 2-year-long journey with Sakura as well, Naruto stays in the village. He becomes hiring his joining, and he pretty much becomes the top of with everything. He teaches classes, he helps students out, he becomes one of the best person in the village, to be honest. And when the arc with the exploding people begin, Naruto easily dismantles them and contacts Sasuke. He jumps through a portal, and him and Sasuke have both deduced how to prevent it. They do stop the exploding people situation from happening relatively fast and quick. And yeah, I know that Naruto has been given the opportunity to become Hokage early, but Naruto doesn't want that yet. He wants to marry Hinata, and from there continue his own journey, you know. And as Naruto looks on, he realizes that the visions and the memories that he had from Urashiki were from a future that has gone by, and Boruto, this name that's stuck in his head this whole time, that no one but his son. That makes logical sense now. The whiskers, the yellow hair, the ability to use the Rasengan, that makes perfect sense. And knowing that, Naruto realized also the person that placed him under a genjutsu was none other than Sasuke. And so Naruto smiles, knowing that he was right. He did say Sasuke in the future, and the world is much more better. And so Naruto's so happy about this. And so as he moves along, Naruto has multiple gaining team which succeed and become really prominent ninja throughout the village. Konohamaru becomes a really prominent Onbu, and Naruto teaches him Sage Mode and everything. And because Madara himself, Orochimaru himself, is now alive again, he's allowed to be free. He's allowed to do his own thing. The first, second, and third Hokage, and the fourth Hokage, what happens is Minato elects to leave. So does the first and second Hokage, they elect to leave. But the third Hokage, before he goes, he does a reanimation release and tells him that he wants to stay and be there by Orochimaru. Not to aid him, but to observe. Keep him on track, be a part of the leaf. The third Hokage believes that he failed in so many ways, and this is his penance. Seeing that Itachi's staying, he decides to stay as well. And so, as everyone goes on, what happens is, over the periods between the Naruto Shippuden arc to the last Naruto has gone through so much change, so much positive entries, so much upgrades, so much dramatic and diverse planning for all villages, that all the villages themselves are much more up there. And knowing that, thanks to Itachi running the new Black Ops Onbus, what happens is Itachi finds out about Kara early. And so now they deride all of them going off their own, what's it called, Rock Lee, and all of them are high level joining, strong as, fast as, powerful as, do their thing. Neji's still alive, so that all goes down pretty good. What goes down though is there was a civil war that happened on the moon. And the return of Kaguya, and she finds out that the branch family have destroyed Hamura's descendants. She used her Orion Sharingan to revive as much main branch Otsutsuki clan members. And so what happens is the battle on the moon was against Teneri. Now Kaguya wasn't as powerful as she needed to be, but she was still a force to be reckoned with. Her Orion Sharingan was weak because she had to revive everyone. When Kaguya entered into the room with the graves where she revived everyone, Hamura appeared. And he was grateful to see his mother. His mother expressed her love. He gave some of his powers to her, but what's it called, and stated that the powers also for the Byakugan princess. He shows a vision of Hinata, which Kaguya actually sees the connection because Hinata's with Naruto. So when Kaguya comes, she doesn't take the place of a side branch with Otsutsuki, but what she does is, right in the backgrounds of Teneri, she's been building up the clans again, reviving the Otsutsuki clan on the moon. And what happens is Teneri found out, and this is when the last story begins to happen. Now Teneri uses the Tenseigan bomb to move the moon forward, and soon Kaguya feels it. And knowing that Teneri has already connected Hanabi without hesitation, he's done it in a real fast way, so no one notices. So Hanabi's been gone for a good couple of days. Sai's the first one to realise though that the moon is falling in the sense of his artwork, and everyone else finds out soon after. And so as they all begin to discuss plans and situations like that, Naruto goes, "Isn't Kaguya on the moon? Well, we'll just go to her, we'll see what's happening." When Naruto tries to open a space-time portal to the moon, it's blocked. He can't. He's like, what the? He uses Rinnegan and everything, because even Sasuke tries, But what happens is they hit met with a massive, powerful barrier. And when Naruto and Sasuke try to pierce the veil, all they see is this massive, glowing, yellow eye type of thing with a star on it that's blocking them. And as Naruto and them see this, they realize that they have to find another way to get there. And this is when Hiyashi appears and he explains that they came through a portal not far north of the area. And Sasuke, they make a team. All the Kages prepare themselves for asteroids falling down. What ends up going down is the Raikage explains that he has a massive, powerful weapon that can only be powered by the new Jinchuriki. Daru is the new Jinchuriki of the Eight Tails, and so he is gives chakra. So he becomes the new new Killer Bee, to be honest. And as they begin to power up the attack, they realize it will take a little bit while because Daru is not a perfect Jinchuriki like Killer Bee was straight away. So it's still gonna take some time. So as this goes down, they do their best to fend off all the meteors. Naruto, Sasuke, but Naruto tells Sasuke to stay because the village might need you. Sasuke goes, that's true. And so when Naruto, Sasuke split part ways, Sakura goes with Naruto because she's a healing medical ninja. A ninja, she needs to be there to help, just in case help. Shikamaru goes, and so does Hinata and Sai, because Sai is part of their friendships. And so as they go down, they use Sai's flying birds, and they get there. And as they fight, as Hinata uses the Byakugan and finds the location, she immediately appears and flies down. Now what ends up going down is Neji also tagged along, because knowing it's his job to protect the Hyuga, and he rushes on. Hinata sees this, and as they get close to entering, Hinata stops them, and Neji goes, I'm coming with you, I was like it or not. I failed to protect Hinabi and Hiyashi. And so they respect them and they go through, and this is when they get caught in the genjutsu. Naruto sees all their genjutsu and finds out how much Hinata loves him, and so he slowly but surely expresses the same love for her. Now as the storyline progresses and they make it through the other side after killing the gigantic crab, okay, so as they make it within that moon's interior, and we see explosions happening all over. And what happens is Naruto goes, when they split up, Shikamaru, Hinata, Sai, Sakura, Sai, you head out that direction, utilize all the best you can to try and save the people. And what happens is Naruto has Hinata and Neji with him. And so as they go on, what happens is they try to figure out, and Hinata and Naruto move forward, and Neji's walking around, and they meet a lot of villagers that are in panic. Bear in mind, Kaguya resurrected lots of them, and as the battle commences, Kaguya is trying her best because she's very, very weak now. Her right Sharingan is closed, not permanently, she just ran out of chakra to keep it activated. And she looks and she sees Naruto, and Naruto goes, Kaguya? She looks at Naruto, she goes, I'm sorry Naruto, I'm trying my best to stop this, but this war is raging out of control. I'm not as powerful as I once was, because I would have beaten this little prick, this little brat. Now it's the little brat, and Naruto looks up and sees Toneri with his Tenseigon eyes by using the Tenseigon bomb to attack all the villagers outside the dome. And when Naruto sees this, he actually gets kind of irritated. And so Naruto flies up, Kaguya says, no Naruto, his attack can't get you without even trying. Shoots at Naruto, Naruto activates Kamasa and absorbs the attack. Naruto immediately appears, and as Toneri closes the moon, Naruto chucks a 2-second orb into the hole, and so as it gets closed, the 2-second orb gets inside, begins to spread around the hole and force it open. Naruto flies right through and flies straight to Toneri. His horn immediately grows, he goes into 6 parts KCM state. Naruto explodes, flies straight for him and smashes his fist around the Toneri's face. Seems to fire him, but doesn't have the real Toneri, it's a puppet. Naruto walks around, thousands of puppets appear and begin to attack Naruto, doing multiple bombs, and Naruto just spins them around, throwing Rasen Shurikens and massive Bija Rasen guns everywhere, blowing them up, destroying everything. When everyone starts to see, so Sakura, Shikamaru and Sai engage in the puppets on the ground, they're trying to kill and round up humans on there, and so they take them out. Neji and Hinata also do their best. And what happens is when they meet up in the middle and the Sai sees them, they make man-beast transformations or man-beast scrolls birds, and they fly up and they manage to get through the same portal the Naruto opened, and they land, they spread out. Hinata knows what she has to do, even though she doesn't know naturally, but what happens is as they're flying, Kaguya knows that Hinata is the Byakugan princess, so she uses her the last of her abilities, the right Sharingan, to send some of the chakra that Helmut has saved for her, and implanted in her mind that she needs to destroy the Tenseigon bomb to stop the moon's advance. And so Hinata gets up there, Neji and them all fight, go around to try and find Hanabi, Shikamaru, and they all go through the palace. Sakura's doing mean smashing up all the puppets, so Shikamaru and Sai. And they manage to find Hanabi, and Neji grabs her. And they walk her out, and what goes down is Naruto destroying all the puppets. And Neji confronts, Toneri confronts Hinata in the Tenseigon palace, and he goes, so you're the Byakugan princess. How interesting. Come with me. I offered to marry Lady Kaguya, but she didn't want to. She refused. She wanted to live with the lower Otsukis down there. So, I rejected her and I permitted this war. I will destroy her son's world that he's created and make it new. Why would you join me, my Byakugan princess? And she goes, to hell with you. She rushes to try to attack, but he sighs, he shoots one of those orbs through her chest, and he instantly takes control of her, pulls her in. What happens is, Naruto finally destroys all the fake ones and locks into on Teneri's position using the Renegon. And he tries to jump through, but the Tenseigon bombs protecting, doing a slight barrier. So Naruto locks into Hinata's truck, he speed blitzes, destroys the barrier physically. It appears that Teneri's just sees Naruto, but Teneri had enough time to upgrade his Tenseigon. He's had them for a while now, so his body has evolved to keep them. So Naruto throws a punch, Teneri doesn't get knocked out straight away. Instead, he gets punched out of the building, it hits the barrier, but it still doesn't lose the Tenseigon. Naruto speed blitzes them. He makes a clone to help Hinata. And helping that he does. He gives her chakra, she thanks Naruto. And Naruto kisses her, because he has love for her, This blows Hinata's mind, and so together they both destroy the Tenseigon bomb. In doing so, stops them. The moon's advance with massive asteroids that fall into Earth. This is when all the Earth Defense Squad, all the Earth Shinobi Defense Alliance, whatever they want to call themselves, destroy as much asteroids as they can, so the chakra diffusion cannon blows up all the meteors in the sky. As they are all destroyed, Naruto and Teneri fighting around. Naruto's easily handling them, smashing, making them scar the moon. And when Teneri tries to do the reverse silver moon explosion, just destroying or shoot Naruto out of space, Naruto absorbs the entire attack, punches Teneri's hand, and does a full power Karma Seal 6-path Sage mode punch right at Teneri's face, focusing on hitting Teneri so hard that he actually hits the ground and creates Naruto to make sure he doesn't want to punch him right through. Instead, he smashes Teneri. Teneri's created and he's almost dead from that 1 second. Naruto slashes his fist into Teneri again. Then Naruto stomps on him and rips the eyes out of Teneri's head, making him scream. And what happens is Naruto finds Hanabi. Now Kaguya comes over and sees Teneri and tells him, my young one. She takes some of his chakra to at least heal her abilities. And as Kaguya begins to absorb some chakra, enough chakra, the Ryan Sharingan reactivates again fully, and she reuses that chakra, her Ryan Sharingan, to revive everyone that was killed within the ensuing battle on the moon, and repair all the damages to Teneri done. In doing so, it closed her eye again, so it will take you the time to get the chakra back. Even though she has to get her statue of power within her, she's still really weak compared to how she should have been. What happens? So they go down as Kaguya thanks Naruto. Teneri is nothing but a shell of himself. He got beat down by Naruto. Naruto will easily destroy him. Neji wants to kill him, but Naruto stops him. And what happens? But it was too late. As Naruto turns back, Neji slams his hand right through Teneri's chest with a gentle fist, but there's an angry one because he almost killed Hiashi and he almost killed Hanabi, making Neji's purpose pretty dull. And Neji places his hand through Teneri's body. Teneri uses his chance to copy his chakra. Does a form of Karma Seal for Neji, but saves himself as well. Kaguya can't stop it, no one could stop it. Naruto could have, but yeah. And so when Neji pulls his hand out, Teneri dies. He laughs because he goes, I have the last laugh. I learned how to do that due to this on your hand, Naruto. And as Neji looks up, a black mark appears on his hand. 80% of his body becomes Teneri's part. And he smiles. He can't resurrect, but the chakra's within Neji now. Neji knows that he can't go back to Earth no more. He's just gone too far. But he feels he failed the Hyuga way. He took his revenge. Now Hanabi gets the ice back. They go back to Earth, and before Naruto leaves, Neji states to Naruto that he wants to stay here. He can't face the world, what he's done. Naruto goes, no, you shouldn't. Kaguya goes, it's alright, leave him here. It's fine. Thank you, Naruto, for saving us, saving my people. Naruto thanks her as well and she goes, be wary though, Naruto. for Momoshiki, Kinshiki and Urashiki could eventually appear. I'll be vigilant here and do my best, okay? I'll warn you when they come. I can sense them just as well as you can. Alright, Naruto thanks Kaguya. Having Hinata fly down. Naruto and White Princess. All the team head back to Earth. And Kaguya leaves the portal between the moon and the Earth open through that cave. And so when Naruto and Hinata move back, they have that stupid cliche kiss where they break through the mountain, and the story from there progresses along much similar to canon. And so as the storyline progresses to the Boruto arc or Boruto series, Itachi has already deciphered that who Kara's are, who Kara members are, and they slowly but surely integrated a lot of the shinobi into the outer rim of the Kara organization, preferably being Ao. Ao still joins Kara, but at the outer outermost member, and he feeds information to Itachi, helping out, you know. And so Itachi knows exactly who Kara is. The third Hokage himself has watched Orochimaru change from the maniacal idiot that he was to an actually loving parent of Mitsuki. And to accepting him makes it easier for Orochimaru. So the storyline progresses. Boruto himself is extremely powerful. He is born with the ability to activate the Byakugan and the Sharingan, but his Byakugan are not as powerful as Himawari's. Himawari's Byakugan is mega powerful. Bear in mind, Hinata has Hamura's Chakra, Naruto has Hagoromo's. And so as his children progress and Boruto's storyline arc and everything goes the same, back on the moon, Neji has pretty much redeemed himself and he's become a close confidant and a guard for Kaguya on the moon. And Kaguya herself can sense the incoming approach of Momoshiki, Kinshiki and Urashiki. And as she's about to warn Naruto, this is what it is. What if, guys? I hope you guys like this. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. But yes, follow me guys tomorrow when I do my my link in the description of my next video, so you guys could jump onto my new channel and give me support, you know. And if you guys want to support my merch as well, guys, it'd be really cool. But yeah, thank you guys for all joining, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And bear in mind, Monday and Wednesdays Naruto what-offs, Tuesday and Thursdays Dragon Ball Z what-offs, and Fridays either one shot, what's it called, or recap videos. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys all for joining, and as usual guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.